Quitting my $70,000 job after learning this about money. Hey everybody, welcome to Finance Media Channel. Today we want to talk about quitting my $70,000 job after learning this about money. Make sure to watch until the end, because it's one of the most amazing hacks you have ever seen. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos and much more. So, let's start. With the increase of social media, we have a total segment of influencers who brag about how they managed to find a way to make sufficient money to retire in their 20s or 30s. Now all the work is post pictures of their mansions, Lamborghinis, or own jets until someone shows them that they have been renting out their mansion or that luxury car or the private jet. Yes, I'm talking about you. Then definitely some people manage to make millions by building a tech startup while still being in college, but that's an exception, especially if you consider that 9 out of 10 startups fail. Not trying to discourage anyone, feels free to give it a try, but the question that I want to focus on in this script is, can your average guy retire early? Is it possible for someone who works 9 to 5 to retire within a span of 10 or 15 years? If you are in your 20s, can you retire by your 30s without setting up a business or got the lottery? The answer is yes. There is a total movement on the internet called FIRE, Financial Independence to Retire Early movement. They claim that if you live frugally throughout your 20s and invest the vast majority of your income, you can retire by your 30s and never have to efforts again. Your investments will protect all of your bills so you can finally leave your job and start your journey of traveling around the globe in 80 days. You might not be able to afford a private jet or live in a $50 million mansion, but you can get up your normal standard of living without employed another day in your life. In this script we are going to find out how much money you need to save to retire by your 30s, how should you invest your money to be able to do that, and what is the rule of 4. If you take a look at what exactly makes rich people rich, is that you will find out that they all have the capital. That is $30 million, enough money to provide you with a super luxurious life, which means you can spend $30 million every single year and your wealth won't decrease even by a single penny, and that's what separates rich people from the rest. Most people can't break the cycle of poverty or the middle class trap, because they make just sufficient to live comfortably. Even if they finish up making huge, they move to a bigger house, get a better car, and grow up their standard of living. There is nothing difficult with that. At the finish of the day, the ultimate goal of money is to enhance the quality of your life, especially when you will be expert to pass that house to your child and build his life a lot easier if he is smart sufficient. He will try again your footsteps and at least obtain another house throughout his life, and then pass 2 properties to his child. After repeating this process again and again, after a few generations, your grandchild maybe will be left with multiple properties or at least some wealth to provide him with the comfort of financial freedom. But that looks like a dumb plan to most people. Why would you work so hard and stop yourself from all the pleasures life has to offer? So here is a better idea. The FIRE movement claims that you don't have to work your entire life to build wealth. All you have to do is dedicate 5, 10 or 15 years of your life to making wealth, and that's it. By living awesome frugally and saving over 80 or 90 of your income, you can save sufficient capital that you can charge and live off from the interest that your capital will generate. That was impossible a few generations ago, but we're lucky to be young. In 2021 the world has developed to the point where anyone who is born or at least lives in a first world country has the opportunity to break that cycle of poverty and become financially free within a decade. As of 2018, the average household income is a little over $63,000 hypothetically. Since the average return on an index fund that invests in the SP 500, for example, is 10%, by saving $630,000 and investing it in such a fund every year, you will be able to withdraw $63,000 and your initial investment of $630,000 will still be there. $630,000 is, of course, a lot of money, but possible for most people. Surgeons, doctors or engineers easily make over $100,000 a year after taxes by saving just a little over half of their income from 5 or 6 years they can save. So if you want to be able to withdraw $63,000 and be confident that inflation won't wipe out your wealth over time, you have to invest $1.5 million in a market fund such as the SP 500. Which might look like a big sum of money, but it's realistic. With a high-paying job and frugal life, it's possible to achieve that in given tech 10 years. What's important to note here is that you can achieve that by having a regular job, no offense, but if you're earning enough just to cover your basic needs, there is no way you can save that much money. So the idea is you should work on getting a high-paying job but still live like a student and invest over 80% of your income, and in 5 to 10 years you will be able to retire for good. What's also important to note here is that what kind of retirement? Do you want to drive a Ferrari and spend over $200,000 a year? Then you will have to work for a lot more and invest $2, $3 or $5 million so that you can confidently spend $200,000. But if you're fine with spending $70,000 a year, you can retire a lot faster. It all comes down to your spending habits. But do not start investing unless you first take care of your debts, especially high interest rate debts. It doesn't make sense to get a 10 rate of return when you have a 20 credit card debt, but this rule doesn't apply to your mortgage. With a mortgage you are building equity at least, so focus first on getting rid of your high interest debts and then move as regarded to savings. Regardless of how brilliant this idea looks like, it has its problems. What is the point of sacrificing the best years of your life just to be able to retire earlier, especially in your 20s? These are the years when you want to party, hang out and experience new things. Besides, I don't think that most people want to retire at 30 and do nothing after that. Work isn't just about earning money, but it gives you meaning and self-fulfillment, especially when you love your job. So here is a little good idea: instead of opposing yourself even the basic pleasures, don't strive to retire at 30 or 35, but rather focus on building an investment portfolio that can at least cover your basic needs such as shelter and food. Instead of saving over 80 of your income, say 30 or 40, in 10 or 15 years you might not be skillful to completely retire. But if you want to quit your job, take a break, experience something new, you can easily afford that. By withdrawing 4% out of your investment portfolio, you can simply pay the cost and put some food on the table. And no matter how glamorous the plan of financial freedom looks like, do not sacrifice your health for it. Because financial freedom means nothing if you end up losing your health in the process. Do not eat garbage, for example, just to save an extra dollar. Once you reach that point where you're financially free, where you don't have to accept a certain job for the sole purpose of how much that it pays you, to start making slightly different decisions. Much money do I need to maintain my standard of living? How much do I need to invest so that I can withdraw 4% every year to maintain my standard of living without touching the principal? And how much can I save every single month? Then you will find out how many years you have to save to be financially free. And finally, do you want 2 free stocks from Weebly to start investing? Of course. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and like our video to support us. And turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos. See you at the next video.